One of the most classic team events is back for the third season of the Team Quadrilla Marble League in Event 3, and this event was Event 3 last season, won by the Bauble Squad, who are also the winners of the first event this season. If you're unfamiliar with how balancing works, there's 9 rows of blocks, then 1 row of 3 blocks as it narrows down, and then 1 of 2 until you get to the end, and each team of 4 marbles will come down, and where the marbles drop off will dictate the score. So it'll be 1 to 9 for the first 9 rows, then 12, then 15, and then 20. Now looking at the standings, the Green Lotus just took the lead in the last event after getting the gold over the Bubble Squad by 1 point. Then it's the Red Lotus and the Icicles in 3rd and 4th. We're going to go in reverse championship order, so the 16th place team in the championship will start us off, and it's the Celestials, the rookies in the A division, have not had a great start in the first 2 events. And as they drop down, one will get all the way to the end, and so the Celestials will have one finisher in Cosmos, their captain, and that is pretty good for them. This is looking like a decent run. The other marbles didn't drop off too early either. The Celestial, this might be their event to bounce back. Cosmos gets a 20, the others a 6, a 4, and an 8. Not amazing, but still good enough for 38, which is a respectable score for sure. Now the Slime Balls, the team that got bronze in this event last season, but then again, the first 2 events they got gold, and they didn't do that in the first 2 events here. Now the Slime Balls, how will they do? As the defending champions, they will get 2 finishers, one of them dancing on the exit, but they do manage to drop in, and the Slime Balls finally have a good performance in this season. 2 of them dropping to the near side. One goes square down the middle, but the other just curls around there and then drops down for 20 points. And with 2 finishers, they go into the lead with a 56. That is a very good run. Aquamarines now, the winners of this event in the first ever season when they hosted. They got a perfect run, and that's what prompted us to increase the length of the course. Will they be able to replicate that here? They will also get 2 finishers, and the other 2 not too bad either. So this might challenge the Slime Balls. What looked like a great run from the Slime Balls might have just got equaled or bested by the Aquamarines. 2 of them, their first 2 marbles, will get full 20s. The other 2, 8 and 7, and by 1 point, the Aquamarines don't beat the Slime Balls. Heartbreak for them to be oh so close, but that is still another very good score. And to follow up 2 great runs, the Shadow Riders. This team was just behind the Aquamarines in the first event of Season 1, balancing in silver. How will they do here? Oh, a bit of hesitation in the starting gate, but they got going, and they will also get 1 and 2 finishers. Another team gets 2 finishers, and the balancing performances have taken a turn for the better. Silhouette and Gloom getting to the end. The other 2, I think, had a 6 and a 7 only, and while it's still a 53, that's a great score, and just 3 points off the leaders, they're only good enough for 3rd place. Now the Deep Divers. Deep Divers are decent at balancing. They do have some amazing scores to follow up. Standard clearly has gotten higher. They will get 1 and 2. No, they will not get 2 finishers. Only 1 from their captain. And so the Deep Divers, I don't think this is going to be a very good run. It seems decent compared to past performances, but compared to the runs in this event, only a 45, which is only good enough for 4th. They're only better than the Celestials, who right now must be disappointed. They looked like they were having a good run, but now everyone's beaten them. Now the Majestic Melons, the record holders, with a full 75 out of 80. Almost a perfect score. That is as good as you can get without getting a perfect score. And how will they do here? 3 bow out to the near side, and one of them nearly makes it to the end. Their final marble, Wintermelon, but then they drop off at 15, and the first team, I think, with no finishers in this event. That is very surprising. And so they go to last place with just a 33. Not too bad of a score when you compare it to past events of balancing, but it is last place. That is very disappointing for the Melons. Now the Poison Ivy, with their new captain Venom, they've changed their lineup from Season 2. How will they do here? Oh, a lot of separation. They will get 1 finisher, but they didn't have the nicest of entries onto the beam. So you can see, look how far apart the marbles are. One of them almost off camera, but they do bow out at, I think, a 3. And Toxin, former reserve, now promoted to main member, gets a 20, but the other's inconsistent, so it's only good enough for 5th. Now the Hazelnuts. Another lineup change, but for this event particularly, Chestnut subbed in for Walnut, so this is the lineup they had back in Season 1. How will they do in balancing? They got decent run in the B division with 4th, and they will get 2 finishers here. The Hazelnuts want to say in the results, but will it be able to challenge for the podium places? 2 of them make it to the end. Another one gets all the way up to the 12. That's Chestnut, the reserve subbed in, and as a result, they get 54, and that's good enough for a 3rd. They usurp the Shadow Riders by 1 point. Look at the top 4: 56, 55, 54, and 53. Just 1 point between each of the adjacent teams there. That is crazy to think about. Now the Efficient Eggs. In the second half of runs, they have some great totals to meet the mark of. Will they be able to? Efficient Eggs are not the best balancing team, and all of them bowing out. And the near side, that was not a good run. That might be last place. I think it will be 2 of them going off on the 4. Omelette will get all the way to a 15 or a 12. It was a 15, but that is not good enough to get them out of last place, 32. That's just 1 point behind the Melons. But nonetheless, they are ahead of no teams thus far. Now the hosts, Team Atlantic. This team got last place in balancing in Season 2. They're really going to want to be turning that around here, especially with some runs that have been great so far. One of them gets off pretty quickly, but they will get a finisher, and the other 2, not bad either. Team Atlantic might be able to challenge for a good position here. How will it challenge the Slime Balls, who are still currently leading the event? 25, 15, and 15 puts them in 3rd place behind the Aquamarines based on tiebreaker, but they usurp the Hazelnuts from the bronze spot. Now the Yellow Lotus. Yellow Lotus also not amazing in balancing. They are hoping to do well here after a great qualifier performance. How will they do? They will get 1 all the way up to a 15, but the other 3 drop off pretty early. With a standard set in this event, that is not going to be good enough at all. The Yellow Lotus also, with their new captain Daisy, Sunflower being demoted back down to a reserve, so Buttercup's in, they only manage the 4 individually, and so the Yellow Lotus gets last, even worse than the Efficient Eggs. That is disappointing. Now, the Valley Dashers, a team that is okay at balancing. They did well once, I think, but then have a string of other not too great performances, coming off a silver in the Gravel Tracks Pursuit. They got 2 separating, but then they get 1 finisher and 2 others very close. I think they're going to get a 20 and 2 15s. Look at the separation between the first 2 and last 2 marbles. One of them bows out to the far side at about a 7, but then they will hold on 1. Ravine holds on for a 20, and the other 2 a 15, and that's good enough to take the lead from the Slime Balls by 1 point. This event is an event of fine margins. Teams beating others by the barest, and that worked out very well for the Valley Dashers. Now the Icicles. How can they do? Very consistent in the first 2 of A Division events, and they will get a finisher, but the rest go out to the far side. I think that is Hailstone, their 3rd marble, making it all the way to the end. And they will get 2 fairly up there, 2 9s actually, but then 1 3 from their captain. That's only good enough for 8th out of 13 runs. Now the Red Lotus also had a great return to the A Division. Seems like they've never left. How will they do in balancing, an event they haven't been too great at in the past? Oh, very speedy exit onto the beam, and they will get a finisher, and everyone is also up there. This is going to challenge for the lead, I think. The Red Lotus, look at this, their 2nd marble going a bit further than their captain, but then their captain, that precision holds on, but it's only good enough for 7th. Their marbles just dropping off at exactly before when they needed to, and they're behind a lot of marbles by very few points, but it's only good enough for 7th. Now the Bobble Squad, the winner of this event last season, they got 16th. This event in Season 1. very strung out, and they all drop off pretty early. The Bobble Squad, this is exactly the opposite of what they needed, trying to give chase to the Green Lotus. Two of them drop off at a 4, one of them at a 7, and their best marble just a 12. I think that's the worst best score from an individual marble we've seen. And it's last place for the Bobble Squad. They are back to their poor form in balancing. Now this is an opportunity for the Green Lotus to stretch their lead over the Bobble Squad. Will they be able to, though? They got a silver in this event in the season 2, and they're sticking with that lineup, and they're gonna get 3 finishers for the Green Lotus. The first team and only team in this event, the last team to go to get 3 finishers, and their captain in the back just picking up the pieces with the 9 points, and as a result, unsurprisingly, with 69 points, the Green Lotus claim gold in balancing and go back to back in Event 2 and Event 3. Valley Dashers get usurped by the Green Lotus again, but the Green Lotus and the Valley Dashers finish 1-2 in 2 straight events. And it's the Slime Balls, the defending champions, back on the podium with the Green Lotus. They are going to stretch their lead hugely, with the Bobble Squad getting last place. This is a huge margin that's going to be created for the Green Lotus. Valley Dashers, another silver, great bounce back after their poor first event, and the Slime Balls happy to finally return to form. But the Green Lotus, a 16-point lead over the Valley Dashers, will rising up to second place. Thence the Red Lotus, Bobble Squad dropped to 4th, Icicles in 5th, and the Hosts in 6th. Slime Balls jumping up 6 spots into 9th. Great recovery from them. But the next event will be the Quadrilla race, and after that the B Division event of the Quadrilla race. Stay tuned.